Okay, everyone ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me turn off my phone. She left me roses, but it's in my head now. Hello, friends and fiends. Welcome to Bugs Need Heroes, a podcast where an artist and an entomologist team up to illustrate the inspiring billions of insects by creating bug-themed superheroes. I'm Amanda.
I'm Kelly.
Producer Derek and Desdemona are also here. Before we get started creating this bug-inspired hero, what's bugging you, Kelly?
Oh, a little sing-song intro. Very nice.
You know me.
Amanda's been very singing this morning.
Yeah.
You guys missed out on some Blink-182 earlier.
I woke up with a song in my head, and I was like, and it was a song from, Tim Burton and his many spooky movies. I was really into that in high school. You may have been into them. You might be slightly too old to have been as into them as I was.
It was on the fringe, I think.
Right, because I just know that you were a spooky gal as a teenager.
I was a spooky gal in general, yeah.
Well, like a movie of his called Corpse Bride that I have not watched since about 2012. I woke up and that song was in my head, and I was like, "Why is this here? Like, why is this even
weird when that happens, right?
Why is this on the front of my mind, let alone in the back of my why am I using up RAM to keep this song in there somewhere?"
I was in the shower the other day, and suddenly my brain's like, "Hey, now you're an all-star." And I go, "Whoa! Let's not do this."
Whoa!
No, brain. Let's get this out of here.
If you just read the lyrics to that song, though, surprisingly poignant.
Probably.
If it was just a poem, it was like, the ice we skate is getting pretty thin. Water's getting warm, so we might as well swim. You're like, dang, Smash Mouth, you're right. You're right.
But I don't want that in my head all day long. I have a problem. So I guess with the what's bugging me is if I listen to a song, it gets stuck in my head for weeks in a small section of the song, and I don't know if that's like part of ADD. I cannot get rid of it, and then it makes me crazy. I just get mad. I'm like,
I've heard that what you can do is listen to the song, and
it doesn't fix it for me.
Make sure you listen to the end, because
like I've
heard that what your brain is seeking is like the end of the song for it to be done, and that's why it keeps replaying, is because it hasn't ended.
The end of the song or the end of my life, if it doesn't leave my head,
whichever comes first.
Soon. But in positive news, I just had my 11-year wedding anniversary.
Oh,
lovely. Yeah, I love love, Amanda, and I love my husband.
I also love love. You love your Joe.
I love my husband very much. Yeah, I'm really happy, and I don't know. It doesn't feel like 11. People always like, "Oh, does it feel like 11 years?" I'm like, I don't know. It feels like 5 years max, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Me and my husband are always saying that. They're like, "I can't believe we've been together a decade," and you're like, where did a decade go?
Yeah,
like we were just kids back then. We were just little sprouts.
Well, and I think of all the schooling I've done since we've met, and I'm like, wow, we've been together for like 3 degrees, basically.
Yeah, whole master's and doctorate programs. Yeah,
part of my undergrad. Yeah, what a patient man I am married to.
He's not going to know what to do with you once you're not in school somewhere.
I told him, I go, once I get like a full-time job, it's going to be weird for us, because we're used to me like not really having a schedule and being really flexible, and I can do all the grocery shopping and do all the maintenance orders, or like any problem that comes up, I'm usually like around to deal with it. So
you're like, well, I'll stay home because the cable guy's coming over.
Yeah. Or like, when the cats needs to go to the vet, sure, I'll take them, no problem.
That is the benefit of academia, is that you are in school
forever. That's what it feels like.
Forever, ever.
What's bugging you, Amanda? Anything?
No, I think I'm the Kelly. The things that are bothering me, the things that always bother me. I don't sleep enough.
Yeah.
The kids are rowdy. It's hot outside. I hate that. I don't like
it's hot. It's hot in my office right now. I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, the angle on your camera makes it look like a plant is jauntily placed in your. Yeah, there you go. Like a Vegas showgirl fern plant happening back there.
That's my cat palm back there. It is doing okay.
I told you I got a third plant.
I think it
I'm
wants it
even
to be
more
better,
now.
so you get another plant?
Yeah, for the bathroom. Put it in the little window. I have no
Oh.
idea what it needs. I have no idea what it is. I just water it every now and then and hope for the best.
Well, that's nice. You have to send me a picture.
Okay,
I have a
I'll
whole
send you a picture of all
bunch
three
of
of them.
plants. Yeah, I have many plants in the house. Actually, they're all in this room because the cats will eat them if I put them in the other room. So it's just like a plant menagerie in here.
Plant zoo. What's a plant zoo called? Where's Dr. Friend of the Pod, Dr. Penn? We need him. What's a plant zoo called?
Like an arboretum, maybe?
Yes, that's it. That's arboretum.
It. Yeah. So we're not talking plants today, although we should eventually maybe talk plants. We'll get Ped back on and do a plant thing, yeah. But today we're talking about the tiger beetle.
Yes, the tiger beetle. An amazing name. And again, another one that I'm like, how come there's not already a hero that's named the tiger beetle? Because it seems such a striking name.
Yeah, I feel like a good name for a superhero.
We'll have to really lean in on the superhero. We haven't done like a really classic hero in a hot minute here, so we'll have to really lean in on the Marvel DC
Marvel-y, style. Yeah.
We've been doing some wacky fellas lately.
We've had quite a few wackos.
We've had some people that are like, they starred a novel, but I'm not sure I'd qualify them as a superhero. They're more like a hero in the literary sense. They're on a hero's journey of like reluctant hero. They make a friend. That friend warns them of danger up ahead. They go anyway. You know how it goes.
I think with Tiger Beetle, we can make kind of a classic superhero. So first, I think Derek has photos. If we can have you take a look at a photo of a tiger beetle, so you can kind of start building this in your mind.
Okay, I'm going to the live recording chat. Oh, he's green?
He can be many colors, but green is pretty common. There are some really beautiful ones in India who are multicolored and have stripes.
I'm not gonna lie to you. This looks like a child's drawing of a bug.
It's like the big eyes, right?
If I asked a 5-year-old to draw a bug, this is what would happen. He's got like alien eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's almost like frog's eyes have been added to a beetle.
Kind of amazing, right?
Yeah. So I'm assuming he can see real good. Given the size of his eyes.
He is an active predator, actively hunting. Check out those mandibles. As always, for the folks at home, you should definitely Google.
Yeah, he does come in a lot of colors. So there's all green. This is what I'm seeing so far. All green. Then green body and head, orange. What's it called? Elytra. Mm-hmm. Orangey green elytra. And then he's got this one's black with white stripes. This one's white with brown stripes. This one,
reminds me of a June beetle a little bit. The white with the brown stripes.
Very June beetle-esque. This one's got a blue head, and I can't quite see his booty because his mandibles like overlap each other in a way I've never seen before. Usually they kind of line up, like an ant's kind of line up tip to tip. Right. But this one is like they cross over.
Pretty amazing. And we'll when we put the episode up on social media, everybody, we'll use some photos from Kevin Weiner of All Bugs Go to Kevin. So he's got some gorgeous images. But yeah, so if you can already start maybe putting together in your head how you think this hero is going to be. So they're found
color change power.
Yeah, color change would be neat. They don't color change in the wild, but given there's such a broad spectrum of color in this group, in this taxon, that could be pretty fun. So this is a pretty large beetle group. Most beetle groups are big. Beetles in general are the largest family or order rather of insects. And so there's about 115 genera. So remember, genera for humans would be Homo because we're Homo sapiens. Right. So if you can picture 115 of just that subgroup of tiger beetle.
Wow.
Yeah, It's very,
like,
very
like the daddy long legs where like they all just kind of specialize to where they are. The daddy long legs are special because they specialize somehow. Their genes differentiate just because they inbreed in one group on an island for so long.
Yeah, we get you basically get sort of little pockets of these beetles. Like we get little pockets of opilions or harvestmen or daddy longlegs or Pedro Pascal, whatever you want to call them. We just get a little spot. So there are 2,600 species of tiger beetle, and about 109 of them live here in North America.
Oh, so
we've got a pretty good amount. Yeah,
we got them.
We got them all over the place. If you guys go to the website and check out the field notes I write for every episode, I have a list of beetles you might find in your area. Northeast United States, Northwest, all Europe, South America, of course, Australia, and then plenty in different parts of Asia and South Africa. They're kind of ubiquitous. They're everywhere. And they specifically prefer sandy soil. So that's why we find them in these little pockets, these little secluded habitats. Unfortunately, though, that they're all, a lot of them are struggling because these sandy spots we build over them, basically.
Right.
We ride our ATVs over them when we crush them, and it gets to be a little tough. It's tough living on a little sand island when you're just a little guy.
So tiger beetle and doodlebug, the antlion, they might be in the same sort of spots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they might be in the same spots. Amanda, very cool you brought up our friends the antlions. Yeah, they are in kind of the same spaces that the doodlebug is, and like I said, they tend to be rare because they're in these tiny little pockets. And we have a really rare species living in Yellowstone near where it's quite hot, near like the geysers and things. Are technically what we would call an extremophile animal, which is cool. They don't mind how warm it gets in that
interesting
area.
Bugs seem to be a little bit more tolerant of that in the general, of the extreme hot or the extreme cold, because we've had a couple of bugs that will willingly freeze themselves. And we've had like the ants are the only things that live on the desert. You see that in
that's really super fast ants.
Yeah, you see that in like the nature documentaries, like, even here where life cannot live, there is life. And you're like, well, okay, so life does live here, David.
It's like one ant.
It's like one dude.
But they're kind of neat, because they're just hunting. They're like I said before, they're active hunters, and they're hunting around the hot springs because the hot springs are nice and warm. And we know bugs need warmth from the environment because they don't really generate that heat themselves. But yeah, so you might find them around antlions, and in their larval form, tiger beetles do kind of the same thing. So the female will lay an egg in a single little chamber in the sand, and then that egg will hatch, and the little tiger beetle larvae will basically do it antlion style and just stick with its little pinchums, waiting for prey to go by, and then grab them and eat
that
them.
Sarlacc method seems to work for a couple of them. They're like, okay, I'm just a hole in the desert, nothing to see here.
Don't worry about me. And they blend in really well as larvae. They're kind of like that light sandy color. And if you're a bug and you're walking by, you're probably not going to notice even those pinchums because, bugs. Yeah,
bugs.
And they'll eat anything they can catch. Spiders, other beetles, ants, whatever happens to come by. Oh, I think Derek put a picture of the larva in the chat if you want to check that out, Amanda.
I'm looking.
Before I continue.
Oh, just his little head poking out there.
Yeah. A little hungry Sarlacc. Ready to go.
Speaking of Sarlacc and antlions, Derek's antlion pupated.
Yeah. So Derek's going to be a father.
Derek's a papa. Although the picture he sent, he's wearing like a textured garden glove, and it made me want to pearl. It made me so uncomfortable.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the texture of that glove.
No. I was scrolling on, just doom scrolling Facebook the other day, and someone had posted like a compilation of woodpeckers having stuffed acorns into like the cracks
Oh,
of a
yeah,
tree.
yeah.
And I was like dry heaving on my couch. I was like, oh, I can't even. I don't even want to know that this
You
exists.
can't handle it.
I can't. Yeah. Mm.
Is that
Yeah, it's like,
tryptophobia?
I think it's tryptophobia. It might be tryptophobia for all I know.
Tryptophobia,
I've
yeah.
only ever read the word. But yeah, I don't have it often, but when I do, I'm like, I'm gonna throw up. This is so gross. I have like sensory issues, and apparently that also counts for visual sensory.
Visual sensory, yeah.
Just imagining what it feels like was like, oh gosh.
Yeah, that glove. We'll share a picture of that horrific glove and baby Sarlacc on social media
Horrible.
for everyone to check out.
It was like if you left your hand in the bathtub for 100 years.
It was, yeah. I don't want to gross out the listeners by describing the glove. You can go to our Instagram and it'll be up there eventually.
It'll be up.
Yeah, it'll be there. So yes, the tiger beetle has kind of an interesting life cycle, and I know we talked a lot about bugs spend most of their lives as wiggly little larvae, and then they get like a week to be an adult.
Yeah. The really, we should qualify them by their larval stage because they spend the most time there.
Yeah,
Like,
but
it's
they all
just
kind of
our
look the same,
bias
though.
that they're adults. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
But these guys, so the egg hatches, right, and it's like spring, and that larva will hang out until October, depending on where you are. But I'd say like fall, eating and whatever, and then it will hibernate for the winter, and then come back out next spring, Aprilish, May, when it's warm, and eat for another few months, and then pupate. So it's overall life cycle, and then become an adult, and it's about like 2 years they live. But most of it is as a larva, and then a big chunk of it is hibernating for the winter time.
The diapause.
Diapause, yeah.
Yes.
Is the bug term.
Vocabulary word for the day.
Gold star, as usual.
So that's interesting that he spends so long as a larva when normally they usually just get like one go round. By the time it gets cold, they need to adult up and create
lay some eggs and get out, right?
Yeah. Get out of there. Shuffle off.
Just shuffle off this buggy coil.
This buggy coil of ours. Okay. So is there like any point to that they know of, or is it just that he goes around the sun once and that's just how he do?
Probably doesn't get enough nutrients that first go around.
Because if he's in the sandy spots, maybe there's just not enough.
Probably takes them a little while to eat enough bugs to become ready to pupate. Whether that's like larval size that determines it, or just environmental cues, maybe like 2 seasons, boom, that's what our body says. Now we're going to pupate, whether you're ready or not.
Right.
It can depend on the bug.
Is that a thing where like they try to pupate and they don't have enough resources?
So with mosquitoes, which is what I know the most about, if mosquitoes hatch early in they hatch early in the season, and they grow quickly, but they don't have enough nutrients, they will still pupate, but the adults will come out smaller than if they had more nutrients.
Oh, okay. So they'll use what's available.
By smaller, like we usually measure wing length, but it'll be like a couple, like a millimeter smaller, because there's not enough food. But their bodies go, we got to become an adult at some point.
Yeah, it's time.
But for them, it's temperature, really. So the water gets warm enough, and then their bodies and they've eaten enough to become an adult, so they have to pupate.
That's interesting.
But with mosquitoes, if you keep them in cool water for a long time, they won't pupate. They'll just keep going as larvae. So there's a couple triggers that kind of make this happen.
So you could have a glacier-fed river, and it'll have less mosquitoes than like
it'll take the mosquitoes way longer, to become adults. there have been a bunch of studies on that. It depends on this, of course, depends on the mosquito species and if they're cold tolerant or not, and all that stuff. But yeah, it's pretty weird. I'm for my dissertation, I'm doing a temperature study on egg hatchings, writing that paper now, for a particular species, and temperature really drives a lot of what's going on with them.
It's interesting because like we're warm-blooded, so we kind of do what we gonna do,
Mm-hmm.
we create our own heat. What's the word? It's like thermo something, I don't know, whatever it is.
Endothermic.
Endothermic, yes, inside heat, where we make our own heat, and it's a problem when we get too cold because we can't keep making our own heat.
Yeah,
whereas there's a lot of animals who are like
exothermic.
the cold-blooded animals where like alligators, I think it is, where like the temperature determines like the sex of the resulting.
How warm can they make that nest? And I don't remember. Usually the default is female for most things, because that's just, females are the default for kind of everything. And then you get like little, I'm not gonna have a big sex talk on the on the pod on how boys and girls
resources being what they are. It starts this way, and then you have to divert.
Yeah, then you divert, but yeah, usually it's ladies. But yeah, so the tiger beetle hangs out in this as a larva for a while, like a year and a half ish. But then its life as an adult is, of course, short.
Tragically brief. Is there any like obvious cue between, what's the word, sexual dimorphism between the males and females?
Oh, males and females? I think they're all about the same size.
All about the same.
Yeah. Good question, though, Amanda. Very good. Yeah, because we do have lots of species where they are quite sexually dimorphic. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's kind of why I'd love to do a bird episode.
Yeah, we got to find some way to make like a bird villain who like they eat all the bugs, a blue jay who just decimates a bug population.
Oh, I like a blue jay, even though they're kind of mean. I'm a fan.
I like blue jays because they're the corvid family, and they look just so different from everyone else. Like everyone else is like, gothed up, and they're like, "It's me, the blue jay."
Well, same thing with you. You've got there's other jays in the Pacific Northwest.
Scrub jays.
Scrub jays, yeah. Those are
menaces to society.
Really?
They make a horrible noise. So I think I've told this story on the podcast before, but it was like 2 years ago. I had a cat. He brought a scrub jay inside. My cat was very, very good. Really, my husband's cat was very good at catching birds, but terrible at killing them. He like didn't know what he was supposed to do next. He was a domesticated. He had the urge to get them, but then he didn't know what to do next. So he would just bring them home. And more than once, we'd open the door we were living in an apartment at the time, opening the door to the apartment, and there's just a bird in there. There's just a bird. And you're like, what do I do? And he brought home a scrub jay once, which was impressive because a scrub jay is not a small bird. It's, it's jay sized. It's
they're
about a pound,
hefty-ish.
Hefty little boys. And it's like freaking out in our kitchen, and it makes this noise. I'm going to try to make it far away from the microphone.
Oh no. Okay.
It goes over and over and over again as it like
that's a horrible noise.
It's horrible. It sounds like a child fell off a slide somewhere. You're like, oh no. So we had to like get brooms and like open only like one window to try and like get it to go to that window.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the cat's sitting there like, why are you getting rid of my present? I brought you this present and now you're not even appreciative.
Father,
I have brought you a gift. You shut my gift, mother, ungrateful. He brought home a lot of alive animals.
That sounds very stressful.
And then didn't know what to do next.
My hot take is I'm very anti-outdoor cat for many reasons.
I think I'm there too. We had an indoor-outdoor cat. I had an indoor-outdoor cat growing up. And like, it just feels like if all they've known is your house, then they'll be fine. They don't know any better.
Yeah, right.
They're my prisoner anyway.
You get that little guy or that little gal, and they've only been indoors. Leave them indoors. It's fine. It's better for them. It's better for nature. But I'm sure we'll get added about that.
I'm sure. You're real mad when I say that I think cats should be only indoors.
Yeah. Well, so the tiger beetle, Amanda, has one particular superpower that is kind of my favorite. And we can liken him to the Flash because he is a fast boy.
Really? So his special power is not even his like double mandible slicey powers.
No.
He's a speedster. A speedster with knives is hecka dangerous. Imagine if the Flash just like carried knives in his hands. Honestly, the Flash should be carrying more knives.
Yeah, just
he'd
all
be
over.
Unstoppable with knives. My gosh,
terrifying. What's really cool is there's a particular beetle from Australia called Rivicindella hudsoni. I don't know what it's. I couldn't find a common name for it. A lot of bugs, by the way, don't have common names. We just call them by their genus and species because it's easier. It also used to belong to genus Cicindela. So you might find it if you look it up under two different.
Cicindela is a
Cicindela.
great name. Oh,
under two different names. So it is the fastest running insect currently. Which is
this is the guy. He's the one. He's the fastest. Because I know with bugs, they don't measure it by like miles per hour. It's by like body lengths.
Body lengths, yeah. So this guy can go well, also I just want to make sure we are aware that when I say the fastest insect, I mean insect. Because there is a faster, what we would quote call bug. And it's a mite, but mites are not insects. They're arachnids, so I don't want anyone at me
mites
about
arachnids.
Yeah, we'll have a whole mite episode. We'll get there.
Because I thought they were something else entirely. I thought they were their own like.
They have 8 little leggies.
I've blown my mind right now that a mite and a spider are cousins.
Yeah, but their cephalothorax is much more fused into the body.
Yeah,
like a spider you can see it. A mite you can't really. But
yeah, he's just a head and then usually like a big old booty.
Big booty and little leggies. But yeah, we'll do like a mite episode. There's got to be some interesting mites out there. But so this guy, he can run 125 body lengths, which comes out to about 5.5 miles an hour, which is hysterical for a bug.
That's like significantly faster than a human walking. A human walks at about 3.5.
5.5 miles an hour is a light jog for a human. Yeah. So it's 125 body lengths per second, which is crazy to think about. So Amanda, I thought we would have a fun little segment where I figured out what it would be like for you
if I was on my belly and I'm ready to crawl. How fast am I crawling?
125 Amanda body lengths per second. And Amanda is 5'2", right?
5'2" ish.
So you would be running about 1,300 no, wait. 440 miles an hour.
I'm booking it.
Which is like a World War II Spitfire and a dive. That's a fast clip.
Wow, these guys are fast.
Yeah.
I need to look at a picture of him again because I was so distracted by his big teeth that I didn't even take into account.
They've got long legs. Look at how long the legs are. It really gives them some speed.
Yeah, they've got long little legs. I was so distracted by his eyes and his teeth and his legs. This guy's got a lot going on.
He does. The problem, though, is that their eyes can't handle that speed, so they're blind while they're doing it.
See, this is a whole thing in the superhero community is the implied secondary powers.
Mm-hmm.
Just powers you'd also have to have as part of your power set to make your first power work. And we've talked about, I think before, specifically with the Flash, is like he has to have like implied cognitive ability to make any choices while going really, really fast. Right. And usually in media, they display that as like everyone else is moving really, really slow, but he can still comprehend things as if it's real time.
Yeah, Tiger Beetle can. Tiger Beetle is blind, which is why they only do short bursts. And they keep their antennae really straight and down, so they might feel changes in the environment as they're going at these clips, which is kind of funny.
So he almost really more teleports than runs because he's only going a short distance and he can't really see. He pick a location and go there.
Yeah.
And hope nothing gets in between him as he runs at 400 miles per hour.
Well, my husband, who doesn't listen to the pod but does watch me put notes together and stuff, gave a suggestion that if you're going to figure out the speed of Amanda as a tiger beetle, why don't we figure out the speed of Amanda if she also had 6 legs?
This is a valid point because I'm bipedal. I'm standing straight up. And my body length doesn't really factor into how fast I'm moving. It's just really more my leg length,
Now,
which is very, very, very short, which is why I'm very slow. No one go for walks with me. I'm very slow because my little.
I've gone on walks with Amanda before. I got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah. No one. Not to call out Valerie.
I have
on the
long
pod.
legs though, but yeah.
Yeah. Derek's wife Valerie walks at a pace previously unknown to man. She walks so fast. Anytime we're going somewhere, I'm like full running, and Valerie's just like. I mean, she walks she should join some sort of speed walking club because her natural pace is just so fast. Her legs are perfectly designed to take advantage of every bit of momentum that exists within the perfect swing of her leg. Her heel hits the ground at just the right angle to waste no energy into the next slide. It's amazing. I think I waste a lot of energy with my short little legs because I think I hit the ground with my heel wrong and my heel slides backwards a little bit when I walk. So I'm even losing space with my tiny little legs because I'm giving up a half inch of backwards heel slide. My shoes are always worn out at the heel.
I walk on my toes, so I have a bounce when I walk, and I think it helps propel me. Makes me pretty good at sprinting. I'm an alright sprinter. I'm not tiger beetle sprinting, but nobody's tiger beetle.
I hear that toe walkers get shin splints more though.
I've never had one. Yeah, it could just be. I don't know. I do. Oh, I get calf cramps. I get terrible calf cramps because all my weight goes on my calves and not my thighs or my quads, kind of a thing. But
yeah, we used to. The first few weeks of marching band is always the first few weeks of kids like finding out what their gait is like because it like hurts on their legs from all this marching we've been doing all summer.
The pain is.
Yeah, they're like, oh, sorry, you're a toe walker because your pain's in your knees or wherever or your calves, maybe.
Well, so assuming that your speed increases with each leg that we give you.
Yes.
And I don't know if this is probably inaccurate, but this is fun, so we're doing it anyway.
I'm ready.
So, Amanda, if you had 6 legs, then you would be traveling at 1,321 miles an hour, which is Mach 1.7.
I'm a jet plane now. I'm an F-16. I'm ready.
And then Spider-Manda with 8 legs.
Yes.
Would be traveling at 1,761 miles an hour, which is Mach 2, about as fast as a Concorde.
Wow. Look at me go.
Very quick.
Imagine someone in shape, someone taller could really be looking it.
Centimanda, based on a centipede. Now, centipede.
Oh no!
We just went with the average number of legs, which is it's 35 pairs. Centimanda would be traveling at 15,411 miles an hour, which is the orbital velocity of the International Space Station.
So I, like Superman, could go against the rotation of the Earth and turn back time.
Turn back time. Find a way. Take back all the words that hurt me, Amanda.
If I could turn back time.
And then finally, we have Millamanda. If you were a little millipede.
I love the name Millamanda, by the way. That is so funny.
If you had 200 pairs of legs, because this could vary, you'd be traveling at 88,000 miles an hour. And then if we up that to 500 pairs of legs, 220,170 miles an hour. Now, does this really scale? No, but it's funny. And
yeah, I never had really thought of more legs equals faster, because if I had more legs, I'd just be tripping over my own legs, really, if I'm honest. Because But that's me speaking from my bipedal experience.
Yeah, well, real centipede, like a house centipede in your basement, only travels at about 10 body lengths per second. So it doesn't really, but it's funny to think about you with 200 sets of legs trying to motor.
Get out of here.
Motor around. So our hero's got to be fast.
He's got to be fast. I'm going to have to change his pose. I had him standing because I thought we were going to go with the dual swords here.
Pinchums?
But now that he's really a running boy, I need to change his pose to be, my gosh, if you could move that fast with swords. I'm sorry, this guy seems like unstoppable at this point.
They're pretty cool, man. Some of them even produce like a chemical deterrent for predators. It's a mix of benzaldehyde and cyanide, and that kind of keeps. So researchers did a study on that, and it turns out robber flies are not a fan of that funk. So that kind of protects them from insects, but birds and lizards didn't care, and they were very happy to eat them anyway.
Them down. It's funny, being a predator, even being a really good predator, doesn't protect you in bug world.
You're still prey. You're still prey. Food. Everything is kind of food for something else. It's just the way it goes. You know?
Like an owl is a really good hunter, and there's not many things that eat an owl. But if you're a really good hunter as a bug, you're still fair game.
If that owl's on the ground and a coyote can make a snatch, though, it's gonna. So there's always or a fox, or
there's always a bigger fish, Kelly.
There's bigger fish. But even if that toxin doesn't work, a lot of them use aposematism to advertise with all those bright colors to say, "Hey, I'm yucky. Don't eat me."
You don't want a piece of this.
No. And if that doesn't work, you got those mandibles, so you can fight back a little bit. You can pinch. And there's even a species. So bats like to eat tiger beetles because they're around. Some tiger beetles are diurnal, but others are nocturnal, and the nocturnal ones tend to get hit by bats on occasion. So there's a species that makes an ultrasound sort of click, which makes it sound like a moth that's toxic. And then the bats go, "No, thank you." Yeah.
I hate to say this.
There's a lot of steps there, but yeah.
This bug is sounding more and more like the Predator every time we talk about a power. He can camouflage. He has swords. He will put out sounds and pheromones to say, "I'm actually a moth. Don't eat me."
Yeah, they can also cover themselves in mud.
Yeah, they also cover themselves in mud. That can't be detected by radar.
Very predatory.
They fight against aliens sometimes. Don't worry about it.
And even some have been known to, so the western red-bellied tiger beetle, congregate together to really amplify that funk to tell predators, I'm not good eats, please don't eat me. And they'll hang out just on top of each other in a big tiger gang. So there's a lot going on with this little dude.
We've had that with, speaking of daddy longlegs again, didn't they gather together, and sometimes their musk was extra musky?
Yeah, extra funky. Yeah.
Get all their man scent together.
But it's kind of amazing. One bug has all of these pretty particular abilities. These very cool abilities, I think.
Okay, so let's go over these abilities. So far he has. Okay, let me write these down. He's got to have. Hold on, big eyes, because he had those funky eyes.
So but maybe some goggles.
But yeah, so goggles. But he's also functionally blind while running, which is hilarious. Imagine if Daredevil had super speed. You're like, thanks for nothing, you know. And he's got obviously
figure it out. He should be a flashy color. His suit should be kind of fun.
And then of course super speed, and then he had the deterrent, the trickery.
Mm-hmm. The ultrasound.
Yeah,
ultrasonic. Pretending to be a moth, basically.
Yeah, okay, let's see. Okay. The dual wield sword seems very obvious. We're going to give him 2 swords. I think I'm going to attach them to his arms so that they're permanent fixtures on him. He doesn't have to worry about dropping his sword at Mach 400, you know.
When he's blind.
Yeah, while he's blind, he has no idea where he dropped it. He dropped it like somewhere over the equator because he wasn't paying. And then goggles, give him a fun suit so that he's camouflage.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe like a Rorschach-esque sort of, like, it implies that it changes a lot. And then super speed, we'll give him a running pose. And then I'm not sure how to put the sound in here. Screaming while running, while dual wielding. This guy's a menace. Okay.
Just
everyone's like, whoa, what's that sound? Like, you think, I guess he could be like a sonic boom power because he's going so fast, and then he makes that by the time you get the noise, he's gone.
Yeah,
because that's how sonic booms work.
Well, producer Derek is saying he could be the bad guy for Antlion, or the
good guy.
The good guy. Might be a good guy.
Was a bad guy.
Yeah.
He like made portals that sent you to the bad places and stuff.
Yeah, so I guess he'd be the good guy nemesis for Antlion because they're in the same place, taking up some of the we would call that an ecological niche, that kind of buried thing.
I mentioned Daredevil because of the blindness, but you could also make his like disability cane, his visual aid cane, into his straight antennas that he uses while he's running around. I'm not sure you could incorporate that into his superhero form, but keep it in mind for his civilian form.
Yeah, his suit will just give him a little straight antennae on his suit, just
feelers,
kind of like the Tick.
Yeah, I love when we add the antennas to the suit. It always makes me laugh.
It's fun.
Let me look at the different kinds of tiger beetle. Like, what's his look? I mean, tiger beetle implies stripes, so I'm kind of inclined to go with that stripy look.
With the stripy look?
But the green with the spots is so striking.
They're beautiful. Yeah, they come in so many beautiful colors.
Try to make his swords more curvy, because this guy's got cool
like scimitar.
We barely touched on how cool his mouth parts are.
Yeah,
they're like
they're used for crushing and kind of chewing, because they can't. So you've got the mouth parts that are coming in kind of like on the side of the face, but they also have what's called a labium right up top, which works like a lip, and it'll help to hold it'll help to hold the prey in place while the big mandibles are crushing, because it can't chew its food. It's really just waiting for all the gooey insides to come out after being crushed, and then it kind of sucks them up. So you need something with powerful jaws to do that, because you figure it's eating other big, like, crunchy beetles and stuff where it's hard to get into.
And he's got these sort of, I guess, appendages is the only word I can think. Is that also for like holding, like underneath his chin here? I don't know if you can see. Yeah,
the lower part of the mouth.
Yeah, he's got other little parts of mouth parts.
It helps it like hold the prey in place.
Yeah, almost crab-like. Crabs kind of have a same situation like that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's still that's like the part of the labium.
Yeah.
That bit. Amanda's making little crunchy noises.
These are my mandibles.
Amanda's got
all the burgers I eat.
I made a burger last night and it was awesome. We have a really good butcher near us, and it was a short rib burger. Fantastic.
Okay, I'm going full Beetleborg on this guy.
Full Beetleborg. I think Derek also shared kind of a pretty good suit idea.
Oh, great.
In the chat.
Yeah. This sort of... Is this the Common Rider guy?
Common Rider, yeah. But I like those straight antennae.
Yeah.
In the Common Rider suit. That's kind of cool.
Okay, I'm going up instead of down because I want to get that shape. And then now it's going to be the quiet part of the podcast where I do a lot of drawing.
Yeah. I'll sip my water. It's fine.
Okay. We're all going to ignore that my perspective on this leg is not good. Okay. We're all just going to choose to ignore it. We're ignoring it, Kelly.
We're ignoring it? Okay.
We're ignoring it that I have to draw these sketches quite quickly, and that if I wanted the leg to look correct, I'd have to look up a reference, and I'm unwilling to do so at this moment.
Okay. I am ready to see your incredible interpretation of what I think is a pretty rad bug.
Should I give him? I need more speedster clothing, because I want to give him the underwear, the superhero underwear, but because that's just so classic. But does he need the superhero underwear?
Will it make him go faster?
I think at that sort of speeds, you really want as streamlined as possible. Yeah. So maybe he does need the underoos. All right. Then we'll give him.
Yeah, maybe at those speeds you want to avoid wedgies. So
yeah, we'll give him some shin armor, so that if he runs into anything at Mach 12, his leggies don't get hurt.
It just shatters. His whole body just shatters. He has that superpower for 1 second. It's over.
Again, I think he more teleports than he does run, because you gotta he like picks the location. It's more like zigzagging through things. Yeah. Because if you go any faster than that, he's gonna run into something. Because I think you could reliably say, I'm going to run there and there won't be anything in between me and there. Because you're going so fast that you would outrun anything that was going to be in the path. But still. All right, let me do some quick cleanup stuff here. Sure.
Are there speed sounds?
Yeah. It's how fast he's going. I have to imbue the drawing with the essence of speed. I am speed.
So while you're finishing up your drawing, Amanda, how many legs?
Oh, this guy's cool as heck. No decisions needed. This guy's 6 out of 6. This guy's awesome.
I think this is the most excited you've been about a bug in a long time. And you're pretty excited. Yeah.
I'm generous with the legs, because I think the bugs are cool. But I mean, this guy, you see his power set? He's so fast. He's got swords. He camouflages. He makes sonic booms that confuse his enemies. This guy's unbelievable.
I feel like his score is so high, he's knocked one leg off of every other bug we've.
Exactly. Like, he's like breaking the curve here. I want to give him a cape just because I like capes, even though it doesn't really make any sense. Oh, does he fly, by the way? Does he fly?
They can fly, yeah.
He's a beetle.
Yeah, they can fly. I know.
Does
he even need to with all that sprinting? But come on.
Right? This guy's OP as heck.
It's really gilding the lily at that point.
Yeah. I'm going to add a bunch of spots on him just to make it clear that he camouflages. Spots are the most camouflagey of shapes.
Yeah, I think I'd have to give him a 6 too. I'd be a fool not to. An absolute fool.
You don't want to make an enemy of this guy. Which, to be fair, I think making him the enemy of Antlion makes the most sense, because Antlion has those portals, which I think is the only thing that really can combat a speedster.
Yeah.
Is misdirecting where they can go. Did you ever see Spider-Verse 2?
I did.
Yeah. But like the spot, he was
really fun.
The advantage. Yeah. Those guys are hard to fight if they learn how to use their powers well. They become unpredictable, and
that's hard.
A lot of fighting is just predicting what your enemy's going to do. That's why chess is like dead as a sport. Because they've overanalyzed it to the point where you can't do anything new.
I think people there are still competitions though for chess.
Yeah. But it's at that point where like you do a move and someone says, "Oh, yeah, you've opened." Like, I've heard that like all chess games at a professional level are determined in like the first 4 moves. Because like after that, it all just becomes like crunching strategies, because no one just like makes a choice based on what they see. They're all such studied professionals that they all have hundreds of stratagems in their head, and it's just a question of which stratagem are they applying.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Queen's Gambit was a good show though.
It was okay. I was kind of bored by it.
It had that I'm a serious show, so there's a lot of boring pan shots to nowhere thing going on.
Yeah.
You know? You're like, we get it. You're serious. We get it. You're a professional show. You know, you're prestige television.
Her character was so unlikable. I didn't care. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh,
you're meant to be sympathetic to like the rough upbringing she had, but there were times where I was like, we get it. You're sad.
Yeah.
That doesn't give you license to treat people this way.
Yeah. Plenty of people have bad upbringings and they don't treat other people like garbage. You know. But I like Anya Taylor-Joy is a great actress though. She's cool.
Yeah. She's great. She was in that movie where Ralph Fiennes is gonna kill everyone at the end of the meal.
Oh, I didn't see that. I heard it was pretty good.
It's called The Chef, I think.
It's the menu, and that's a huge spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll cut it out.
I think everyone knows.
Cut it out.
They know by the trailer that that's what the movie is about. That's not a spoiler.
It's a horror movie with food. Yeah. Like, what do you think's gonna happen here?
Yeah, there's a lot of movies where you just immediately deduce what's gonna happen, and that's fine. Sometimes I have a hard time watching TV shows because I figured out the plot like too early in, and then I'm like,
I'm almost. Chelsey can attest to this. I was watching Ted Lasso, and I'm like 2 episodes into Ted Lasso, and I'm like, this couple is so cute. When are they gonna break them up?
Yeah, you just kind of get it.
And then, spoiler alerts again. The couple does break up, and I'm like, see, I've seen television before. I know where this is going. I've seen television.
Ted Lasso is very cute, though.
Oh, Ted Lasso's so good. Yeah. I'm like 2 episodes into season 3. I'll finish it. I have to only watch like 1, maybe 2 episodes a night so that I don't stay up all night watching Ted Lasso.
Ooh, we just watched. I think we have 2 episodes left of. Not Boddick or Boderick. It's about a podcaster in Ireland, and like there to check on he just wants to do like an easy cold case podcast episode, and it becomes so much scarier than just being a cold case. The actor is a funny actor though. Oh, it's called Bodkin.
Okay.
Oh, it's Will Forte.
Oh, I do like Will Forte.
Yeah, it's Will Forte. And
I feel bad for Will Forte because I like him, but he never seems to get like an A slot for
He's an A slot for this show. This is very good, and it's a thriller, but it's not gory or anything. I think you could handle it, Amanda. I know you don't like violence, but there's really not a lot of violence in it. It's all just like unraveling this mystery, it's been cool.
Yeah, I don't like to be stressed out while watching television, which is why I can't watch David Tennant shows anymore. Because he's always in like some small town and there's been a murder.
This is good because they have a little bit of humor in it too, to kind of give some levity. But yeah, it's called Bodkin, and I think it's Netflix. Yeah, it's Netflix. But I recommend. But I wanted to finish it last night, but we would have been up until like midnight, and I needed to get a good night's sleep. Got to be fresh for the pod.
All right, I think this is as good as a basic sketch as I'm gonna get.
Okay.
For now, I gotta add speed lines to show how fast it is.
Like the Roller Girls.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, he's so fast. Oh, there's dust coming off his shoes. It's so fast.
Show me that picture.
And then we'll give him a little sonic boom in the background. You will know that this is a sonic boom, and he hasn't like released like an atomic fart at somebody. Okay, there we go. Save as. My Photoshop will not stop suggesting that I should use its AI. I will never use your AI Photoshop.
Ugh, it's AI everything lately. Tired of it already.
Yeah, have you seen the AI Google fiasco? It's pretty good. It's like, no one wants this. No, why is this here?
I don't want this. I'm not going to click on this. Stop asking.
And it keeps suggesting like horrible
Stop
things.
trying to make AI happen, Google. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Okay, here you go. I have put him in the art file of our Discord.
Opening up the art. Oh, he looks very fast. Yeah.
Good. I'm glad he's fast.
Look at those goggles.
Yeah, I want him to have really. I think I might even make the goggles bigger when I do the color art, because you gotta go.
Because his Tiger Beetle's eyes, once everyone like gets a good look at them, they are buggy to the max.
To the max. Yeah. I think I might need to make them even bigger. I might do I like the single goggle because it's like really big, but his eyes were so separate and so high on his head that I feel like I need to.
Those are some big predatory eyes.
Yeah, he's coming for you. Right, I had to add glisten so that he seemed friendly. Otherwise, he's coming for you.
I watched a video on Facebook where a guy was handling one and it kept trying to bite his finger. But they're really not meant to get through our skin, so it just looked annoying.
Yeah, he's just pinching me.
I wouldn't mess with one just in case, but watching this tiger beetle pinch this guy's finger was very silly.
Yeah, I believe it. It's the crossing of the mandibles. Like, I wish I'd found a way to make him running and crossing the arms at the same time. Because that was really...
You could give him, on the front of the faceplate, something that looks like mandibles, maybe? That come crossing under the chin? Some kind of detail?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
We could definitely put like a deco on there too. He almost had, because we've gone with sort of this Beetleborg Common Rider sort of aesthetic. I think we could get away with some samurai elements that make him extra.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Extra buggy that way, because samurai are so bug based anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we check out our Big Boys episode where we talk about samurai. That's the two big beetles, rhinoceros beetle and stag beetle. Yeah, I don't remember what number episode that was because that was a long time ago.
It's early. It's an early one because I'm in my old house.
Yeah, it might be episode 5, somewhere around there. But yeah, check out Big Boys for samurai beetle talk.
You can go back and hear Kelly and I only like barely being friends instead of being actual friends.
Yeah, now we're buddies.
Now we're buddies. We're pals. We always seem to work things out.
Yay, Beatles.
Yay.
Beatles and friendship. Here we are.
Wow. Well, I had no idea the tiger beetle was running around. Is he in my backyard? Is he in your backyard? You said there was like 109 of them.
He's in my backyard. He's in your backyard. Look for a real sandy space there around. Love them real hard when you see them because a lot of them are endangered because of habitat loss. So
could you keep them as a pet? I feel like you'd have to feed them a lot.
They'd be kind of sucky pets because they're going to be larvae for a long time and then they're going to be adult for a very short time.
Right. So, this is the problem we had with the big boys.
Yeah.
People keep them as pets, but they only are pets for like a month.
Yeah, we don't really.
But what an exciting month it was.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I'm excited. Tiger Beetle ended up being real rad.
Yeah. Who knew that he was so cool with like an OP amount of superpowers?
I think he may be our most powered hero.
Yeah, he's very like this guy. I think could be in the running for like if you were going to make a comic book, you'd want it to be about one of these dudes because he's just got so many cool powers in his power set.
So much going on.
But he'd have the Superman problem a little bit where like people overwrite Superman's powers to the point where they're like, well, he's not interesting. He's boring. I'm like, okay, then you have to write a story about Clark.
Right.
That seems like the obvious solution here. Well, like write Batman comics about Batman, but write Superman comics about Clark.
Well, also like a little bonus about Tiger Beetle, which I forgot to mention, is that some species smell like juicy fruit gum. So you just a little bonus.
Yep. I'm sorry, I'm processing it. Juicy fruit, like specifically
juicy fruit gum, yeah.
And the juicy fruit gum is one of the gums where you're like, it's so tasty for like 3 seconds.
Then it's nothing.
Then it's just trash. Yeah, then it's just chalky nastiness in your mouth, and you're like, horrible.
But for those 3 seconds,
should've gone with a Tic Tac.
It's like,
but for those
like Tiger Beetle, so good. It's too fast.
Well, because then he's gone. He's out of here. He's left. He stayed, shook your hand, and then he's gone. He's one of those superheroes that like your cat's in a tree and then your cat's in your arms and you don't know how it got there. It's because Tiger Beetle ran by, got your cat out of the tree, gave the cat to you. It's another one of the secondary powers, though, is the ability to calculate how much you have to slow down when. Otherwise, you just end up. This is the trouble with a lot of media, is like, I have to catch her. She's falling from that building. But then you are a projectile of 400 miles per hour smacking into the side of her to catch her, quote unquote. You're just a second danger to her at this point. You're just another 400 mile. Like, if anything, you might be more dangerous.
Yeah, I think more dangerous at that point.
Yeah. So yeah, now you're like a muscular 200-pound man running at 400 miles per hour towards her. You're not saving her that way, bro.
But we love Tiger Beetle. A+ to the A+. Yeah. And I guess
I might give him a little cape when I ink him. Just I like capes.
Good cape flapping in the back.
Yeah. I think it might it might enhance his superhero-ness.
Well, I guess you want to take us out, Amanda? What an episode.
Oh, right. Well, you can find us on all the holy social medias. Facebook, Reddit,
Instagram.
X. Instagram is a big one because there's a lot of pictures.
Blue Sky.
You know? Yeah, we are technically on Blue Sky. I think the most likely place you'll reach us is Reddit, because we're
fairly active there. We're really active on Instagram too. So and as always, you can email us. You have questions, comments. Yeah, we love an email. Emails are very fun.
Have you ever kept a beetle as a pet? How was it? Was it fun? Was it worth those 2 weeks?
Let us know. Let us know your favorite beetle pets.
All right. Well, as always, love you. Bye. Bugs Need Heroes was created by Derek Conrad and Kelly Zimmerman. Hosted by Amanda Niday and Kelly Zimmerman. Bugs Need Heroes is produced and edited by Derek Conrad, with some assistance from Chelsey Bawden and a few cats. Character art is by Amanda Niday. Our music is Ladybug Castle by Rolemusic. Got a bug question? Email us at bugsneedheroes@gmail.com. Check us out at bugsneedheroes.com, and most of the socials are under Bugs Need Heroes. Thank you to the Entomological Society of America for the Chrysalis Fund grant. Cody's always, there's just no mom and pop shops anymore. There's just no family-owned restaurants anymore. I'm like, what about Olive Garden? And he gets so mad at me every time I say it. I'm also convinced that Olive Garden has two soups. That they've got the good soup, which they give you first, and then they've got just an okay soup that they give you second. so that you'll switch to.
I think they have two tubs of soup.
Exactly. I think they have today's soup and they have yesterday's soup. And they give you today's soup first, and then on your second bowl they give you yesterday's soup.